Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment, people. This is a case which is back in the news, and I wondered why, and I looked into it. So, Matt Jeffery was a 35-year-old British father of two from Somerset who was killed by a single punch during a stag do in Laganas, Zante in Greece in May 2019. So it's some time ago. God, was yeah, no, I was in Greece, but a different part, not there, but I was in Greece in 2019. That's interesting. The altercation Jeffrey was on a stag party when a fight broke out at the Sizzle nightclub. The dispute continued to the street outside the venue. The injury, he was punched in the head, causing him to fall and sustain in severe head injury. He was taken to a local hospital and later airlifted to a hospital in Athens, where he died of his injuries 9 days later. Arrest and convictions: two men from Essex, Adam O'Brien, oh, so they were British men as well on the other side, and Luke Brownston, were arrested and charged in connection with the incident. They were released to await trial and eventually convicted. Recent developments: in November 2025, a Sky News investigation tilted the punch, the killing of an innocent man, and wait for justice, uncovered a new suspect who allegedly evaded justice for years. New suspect: the investigation identified a man named William Locke at the person who threw the fatal punch, a claim supported by witness statements and a facial mapping experts report used in an appeal. Investigations findings: the Sky News report alleged police and prosecution failing, stating that the Greek police failed to take statements from all witnesses and allowed Locke to leave Zante within 48 hours of the incident. Ongoing legal matters: Luke Brownston is awaiting extradition proceedings, while the widow Charlotte Jeffery has spoken out to warn others about the dangers of impulsive violence. The full Sky News document is available from viewing on the platform such as Sky News and YouTube. Yeah, so I'm going to go into that next, people, but so sad for his widow, Charlotte Jeffery. Really, really sad case. Just one blow and a life was taken off this young man. Let's carry on to the video. I'll do a part one and a part two on this, people. So we move on to the Sky video, and I will be reacting on it, people.
I didn't see the punch. The sound that I heard will never leave me.
The two assailants walk off at first and then run off up the street.
People are walking 3-6 years that have done this. That doesn't make any sense.
Whoever that person is, there's a big problem that night.
Even though police had a video showing them exactly what happened, we will reveal how they made the simplest of blunders. Is that you? Is that you?
I, Matthew John Jeffery.
I, Matthew John Jeffery.
I know a lot of people say it, when people die, how amazing people were.
Take you, Charlotte Louise Bishton.
Take you, Charlotte Louise Bishton.
He genuinely was like the most amazing human being.
To be my wedded wife.
Be my wedded wife.
Everyone needed a Matt Jeffery because he was just so kind. He was hardworking. He loved, he loved me and the girls, his family, his friends.
I first met Matt at college. We did a mechanical apprenticeship together. Everyone loved him. One of those guys that would do anything for you. If you broke down, you rang Matt. He was the first person on everyone's phone list.
Matt Jeffery was an AA man, family man, with long-standing friendships.
Fearless.
Our friend's getting married in a few months' time. His best man organised a trip to Zante in Greece. We exchanged some texts.
I mean, I've been to Greece, but another part, but I've never been to Zante, but you know, you can tell that it's a bit of a sort of proper holiday island where a lot of Brits and party goers go, stag nights.
Before we left, saying, oh, you know, are we too old for this? Matt had a young family and he was a bit sceptical.
The Zante abroad holidays, if you like, that wasn't his cup of tea.
Yeah.
But Matt, being Matt, he came along because it was his friend.
We spent pretty much most of the day at the pool, relaxing, drinking, eating. I remember just laughing pretty much the entire day. My spirits were super high.
The Kinthos, known to Brits as Zante, is a place of high spirits and low inhibitions. As night falls, the main strip in the town of Laganas lights up. Here, nightclubs are interspersed with emergency care units. And the police are never far away. It was May 2019 when the stags from Somerset came here, and on their first night after dinner, of the dozens of choices, they chose a club called Sizzle.
The atmosphere seemed good, but the main thing that stood out to all of us that we still talk about is the fact that we just felt very old and out of place but we sort of made a joke of it, didn't we? Like, we just thought it was funny that we were like the old men, and it seemed very young.
Also in Sizzle was this group from Essex, shirts off, playing a drinking game at the bar. And here you see Matt Jeffery, in a grey t-shirt, just arrived in the club, joined the dance floor.
I looked across the dance floor from where I was at the bar, and I just saw like a motion, like it was going back and forward.
CCTV captured a fight breaking out in the centre of the club. No one knows exactly how it started.
And then I sort of saw some arms flailing and things seemed to be kicking off on the dance floor.
Yeah, so we're mostly in the bottom right-hand corner. They're mostly to the left of the screen, opposite us, with their shirts off.
Yeah, that's you in the...
I'm here with the white sleeveless vest.
Yeah.
I then see this guy jump over my shoulder who's working behind the bar. So I follow him in to try and mediate and to pull people apart.
Yeah, you're right in the middle now.
Right in the middle now, get pushed again, get dragged backwards here, and you see me get pushed.
Here, this guy's going to push you.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
So Matt is up in this top hand corner here, stood with myself and another friend.
I say, let's go, and then we make our way up to the top right corner of the screen.
The problem is in clubs, the CCTVs are not perfect with all the strobe lights and lighting going in and out. So it's not easy to depict what's going on at the end of the day, especially with Zemelli and a lot of people with their shirts on and off as well. It's very, very difficult. I'd imagine the police looked into it, but like I said, sometimes it's hard to actually see what's going on. I've worked in clubs where there's been mass brawls as a doorman, so I completely sometimes understand it. At the end of the day, there's only so much control in what sometimes door stuff you've got. If you've got 10, 15 people fighting, it's very, very hard to break that up.
Which would be the exit.
You've all gone now.
Yeah, and I think at this point, the Essex group, there's a sense of, hang on, where are they?
Yeah, this group now, they've regrouped here.
Yeah.
And any second now, they go storming out.
This is the problem, is that drink, drugs don't mix sometimes when you see young lads basically hyped up and just want to fight.
As they came out of that club, they were quite clearly looking for a fight. It then just erupted in the street. I remember being punched. At this point, I don't know where Matt was. I'm just leaving, and just almost instantly little pockets of fighting, pushing, shoving, etc. was happening almost all over the street.
What happened next took seconds, but we have a video of it from a bystander. We're going to show some distressing images.
The footage, which was filmed exactly at this spot, we're not showing in full at the request of Matt Jeffrey's family. But in it, he's clearly stood with his arms open wide, not posing a threat. He is slapped in the side of the head by someone standing here, and then almost immediately punched in the face, falling back, and then the two assailants walk off at first and then run off up the street.
I mean, to be honest, that is a good picture of the guy who actually done it to Matthew. Sad, very, very sad indeed. What one punch can kill. This is why you've got to be careful in situations of fighting. Always try to walk away. Obviously, if someone tries to attack you, then you're forced to restrain them, especially if punches are coming at you and kicks.
I didn't see the punch. I saw as Matt hit the deck. The sound that I heard will never leave me.
At that time, I saw two people run. Something switched in me and I knew I had to just go and try and catch them.
Mark, seen here in white, ran and tackled one of the attackers to the ground, but then left him with bouncers and returned to his friend.
Credit to the local paramedics. They were there within seconds, and very quickly Matt was then put into the back of an ambulance and taken away.
Having sustained severe brain injuries, he was airlifted to Attica University General Hospital in Athens. His friends contacted his wife Charlotte, who flew to Greece with one of Matt's brothers, Paul.
We didn't see him straight away. We were taken through by two doctors, and they were pretty much very straight to the point and told us there and then that they didn't think that he was going to survive.
He's wired up, all the machines. He's not breathing for himself. His head's all wrapped in bandages. His head was almost twice the size. It was shocking to see him like that. And you know, he was motionless.
It took 5 days for medics to conclude Matt's life could not be saved.
We have pictures in our houses. We have pictures in our head, you know, of him, fun-loving Matt, and his smile.
It's you know, that's an interesting situation. I was in a situation where I was the only doorman at a club where it was like a army. Army came back. They had some big, massive parties. Obviously, sometimes they're known for fighting when they go into the town centre. There's 1 or 2 bases where I used to live, and it was the DJ finished the night, and they wanted us to play a couple more songs, but the DJ said, "Look, I've finished at the end of the day." And the chairman was there of the hall who hired it out to this to these army lot. And what happened was the army lot were starting to kick off, having to go to the DJ and his mate. They got locked into a room by the chairman who was there, and they told me to go and get their van. So I go to actually get the van at the end of it, and I was followed out by 6 or 7 of them. And what they done, they actually punctured the tires of the van at the end of the day, and I was surrounded. And I thought, what do I do? For some reason, I can't remember if I had a phone or I didn't have any credit on the phone or something like that. So what do? I stay in the van unless the van's going to get smashed up, or do I get out? And they say, get out. At the end of the day, calling me every name under the sun. And I actually get out. I don't know why I did, to be honest. I just should have stayed in the vehicle, to be honest with you. But I get out, and I was only maybe about 20 years ago now. So probably 21, 22 at the end of the day. So I got out. So one of them comes up to me at the end of the day. He said, "Oh, you think you're the big man, don't you?" At the end of the day, And you know, you was eyeing up my girlfriend like I was eyeing up my girlfriend, and it was just to start a fight. And so he punches me in the face. I take this left hook. I managed to chuck him to the ground. Another one come at me, managed to hit him as well. And basically, but I was getting whacked from all sorts in my head. Then I remember a girl shouting, "Leave him alone, leave him alone, he's security." And the girl was kind of clever because, like I said, she probably saved me. As she said, someone's phoned the police. They both went running off, and obviously we had to put a lot of us had to put reports in at the end of the day. But my point is, you never know situations. So basically, always go somewhere where you feel safe, or get security, or lock yourself in somewhere if you can at the end of the day, or try and get on to where there's light and where people are. Very, very important. Let's move on.
I get it, you know. Which brings us back to how badly he's missed. Something so unnecessary.
Charlotte has her memories too. The day before he left for Zante, Matt had tried to get out of a work shift to spend more time with the kids.
I actually remember saying to him, "We've got all the time in the world when you come back," and that was it. And I said, go do your work. We'll be here when you get back.
That's tough.
Yeah, and obviously if I'd never known, like, you don't know these things are going to happen, but if I'd known you'd never have gone back, I'd never have let him go.
Back in Zante, police had the best evidence you could hope for. CCTV of the build-up, video of the attack itself.
The investigation switched from a violent assault to a killing. The video had circulated quickly, and in the early hours of May the 24th, 2019, 2 men had been arrested here at the Majestic Hotel for the attack on Matt Jeffery. Police identified this man, Adam O'Brien, as the first attacker, and behind him his friend Luke Brownston, who threw the fatal punch, seen here in sizzle looking directly at Matt Jeffery. The 2 men from Essex, photographed here with their friends in another bar in Zante, were charged and released to await trial. But when we began our research into the suspects 6 years on from the attack, both men were still walking free. And we would discover a twist in the story.
Our investigation into what happened here in Zante will reveal a series of police failings, but also a new suspect in the killing of a British holidaymaker.
I think they just thought, we've got our guy, he's an English boy on holiday, and the fact is they've got the wrong guy.
And on a stag do was killed in a mindless attack. The moment was captured on camera, and 2 British men, Luke Brownston and Adam O'Brien, had been arrested for the killing, but released on bail and allowed to leave Greece.
I couldn't put it to bed and move on, truly move on, until the court case. It was people carry on with their life as normal. And I've lost one of my closest friends.
The victim was 35-year-old Matt Jeffery. Killed in 2019, it took his family 4 years to get his case to court. They crowdfunded, paid for lawyers and for witnesses to fly out. But when they got to the courthouse in Patras in March 2023, it was a blow to discover that the 2 accused had not turned up.
The fact that the 2 defendants hadn't shown up was quite sad, really. That then turns, then it gradually tweaks into anger.
The case hinged on a police statement about the moment of their arrest, which said, "We asked them if they had been involved in the incident that took place outside the Sizzle Club, and they answered yes, and that the first one, Adam O'Brien, smacked a compatriot of him, and the second one, Brownston, punched him."
After an 8-hour trial here at the courthouse in Patras on mainland Greece, Luke Brownston, the man who punched Matt Jeffery to the ground, was found guilty of fatal bodily harm with serious intent, the equivalent of a manslaughter charge in Britain. He was sentenced to 12 years in jail. Adam O'Brien was also found guilty as an accomplice and given 10 years.
And this is what you have, aren't you?
But by the time we began our investigation 2 years after the trial, neither Luke Brownston nor Adam O'Brien had spent any time in jail. No extradition papers had been served by the Greeks.
My father's passed away now, unfortunately. He never saw justice. But, you know, for my mum, she needs to better close that chapter. And if those people are still out there, that's not a closed chapter for her.
To understand this case, we've examined dozens of court documents, finding a statement to police the day after the attack from Adam O'Brien, in which he doesn't confess. He says, "I didn't touch anyone. I tried to calm them down, only with words." Later, in a written statement for the court in Patras, he adds, "I have no connection with the above criminal act committed by my compatriot, William Locke." Remember, his co-defendant is called Luke Brownston, whose guilt is not in question. But Adam O'Brien is claiming the second attacker in the white shorts isn't him, but another member of the Essex group, this man, William Locke. To examine this claim, let's start with this photo in sizzle, date stamped on the night of the attack. There is an obvious problem. Adam O'Brien is wearing black shorts. Extradition lawyer Karen Todner now represents Adam O'Brien and explains how he became a suspect.
Very shortly after the incident, the police went to Adam O'Brien's hotel and they got the video, I believe, and the video showed that the first assailant against Matt Jeffery was wearing white shorts. There is a baggy nylon type material and they've got a black piping down the side. And they went to Adam O'Brien's room and there was a pair of white denim cut-off jean shorts on the floor.
Adam O'Brien can be seen wearing those shorts in this picture.
And the police asked the boys, "Who do these shorts belong to?" And Adam O'Brien said, "They're mine." And at that point, they arrested Adam O'Brien and took him to the police station.
I'm going to leave it there, people. I'll do a part 2 for tomorrow, but a very, very interesting story. And I admire the fight of the family for getting justice for Matthew. And it must have been terrifying for his wife to go through all of this and hearing this, Charlotte. And like I said, let's just hope that, obviously, I'm glad that Sky and the news has brought this case back up to light, as the family really need justice. We'll move on to part 2 because there is a bit of a twist at the end of other people involved in the assault as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and follow the channel. Thank you.